Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So in the last class, we had discussed about the Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bonding, right? Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bonding. So what are the main points related to this Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bonding? Adulya, can you tell me? Yes.
And the outermost shell of an atom is considered to be a cube.
Your voice is not clearly audible. Lakshmi, can you tell me?
In the periodic table, highly electronegativity and the highly electropositives are separated by the noble gases.
Okay, then Devi Krishna, can you tell me another point regarding Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bonding?
The negative and positive ions are stabilized by electrostatic energy.
Yes, electrostatic force of attraction between the positive and negative ions. Shabari, can you tell me another point?
The electropositive elements, that is the alkali metals, form cations, and the electronegative elements form the anions.
Yeah.
With the loss of electron and the gain of electron respectively.
Yeah. In the case of positive ions, it will be formed by the losing of electrons from that atom or element. And in the case of this anion, that is negative ion, it's by the gaining of electrons from that atom or element, right? And all these elements, positive ions and negative ions, both cations and anions, they are formed like this to attain stability, similar to that of noble gas electronic configuration. Because in the case of noble gases, they are already stable. They have completely filled outer configuration. So in the case of this positive ions and negative ions, they involved in this chemical bonding or chemical reaction to attain stability. Okay, children, please switch on your videos. Anashwara, Meryl, Jees, Renil, Sara, Vinayak.
I have some network.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, Sara, it's okay. I just read your message. All others, please switch on. Okay, Renil. Yes. Then we had just discussed one example regarding the formation of sodium chloride, right? Sodium chloride. And while the formation of this anion or cation, that is Na plus ion and Cl minus ion, it will help to attain the stability similar to that of noble gas configuration, right? Then we are moving to the next slide. That's the main bond formed between this sodium and chloride ion. Okay. Yes. So this is the formation of sodium chloride that we already discussed. In the case of sodium, one electron in its outermost shell, it will donate this one electron to chlorine, right? Then the sodium, that is Na, that will become Na plus one electron. They will donate one electron and will become Na plus ion. Then in the case of chlorine, Cl, it will accept one electron and it will become Cl minus. Now the configuration of both this Na plus and Cl minus, it is similar to that of noble gas electronic configuration. Okay. So the bond formed between the sodium and chlorine, it is known as electrovalent bond or ionic bond. You can also write ionic bond. The bond formed between the sodium and chlorine due to the transfer of electrons. Here one atom donates electron and other atom accept electron. Sodium will always donate electron and chlorine will always accept electron. So electron transfer take place between the elements. Okay, so electrovalent bond or ionic bond exists between the sodium and chlorine. Okay, the bond formed as a result of electrostatic attraction between opposite ions. Sodium is positively charged, chlorine is negatively charged. That means oppositely charged atoms are there in a molecule. So there will be an electrostatic force of attraction. Opposite charges always attract each other, right? So the bond formed as a result of electrostatic attraction between opposite ions is termed as electrovalent bond or ionic bond. Okay, clear children? You have to always remember the formation of sodium chloride. One atom will donate electron and other atom will accept electron. Sodium that belongs to the category of electropositive element. The nature of electropositive elements to donate one electron, donate electrons. Okay. So the bond formed as a result of electrostatic attraction between opposite ions is termed as electrovalent bond. Then the next term is electrovalence. Electrovalence. It is the total number of unit charge on ion. It is the total number of unit charge on ion. It's the total number of unit charge on ion. So can you tell me in the case of this Na plus Cl minus? What about the electrovalence of sodium? Electrovalence of sodium. Naureen, can you tell me? Electrovalence of sodium. Here it is defined as the total number of unit charge on ion. Total number of unit charge on ion. So, Naureen, yes. Yeah. Yes, in the case of sodium, it is +1. And what about chlorine? It's -1. Okay, it's -1. So the electrovalence, it is the total number of unit charge on ion. Unit charge on ion. So these are the main points regarding Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bonding. You have to always remember, we have only considering the outermost shell and the electrons present in the outermost shell. The inner electrons and its nucleus, it is considered as a kernel. We can compare it with a fruit, mango. Okay. The outer skin is considered as the outer shell. Then the remaining pulp and the seed is considered as kernel. Okay. The seed and pulp is considered as kernel and the outer skin is considered as the outer shell. And we are only giving importance to the outer shell and the electron present in the outer shell. This is clear, children, about electrovalent bond and electrovalence. Any doubt, anyone? Nothing, right? Okay. Then we are moving to an important rule, that is octet rule. Octet rule. An important rule that related to this Coastal-Lewis approach. It is known as octet rule. This Coastal-Lewis approach, it's just considered as the beginning of the studies about this bonding. Okay, it's just an initial step. After that, certain other theories came, VSEPR theory, then valence bond theory, hybridization theory, molecular orbital theory. Through all these theories, it will become more clearer about this chemical bonding. This Coastal-Lewis approach is considered as just the beginning or the initial stage of the studies about chemical bonding. Okay. So after this Coastal-Lewis approach, the same octet rule, it's also introduced by Coastal and Lewis. Coastal and Lewis in 1960 developed important theory of chemical combination between atoms. It is known as electronic theory of chemical bonding. Okay. Coastal and Lewis in 1916 developed an important theory of chemical combination. Chemical combination means atoms combine together to form compounds or molecules. It is known as electronic theory of chemical bonding. Clear? Electronic theory of chemical bonding. Then according to this electronic theory of chemical bonding, atoms can combine either by transfer of valence electrons. Atoms can combine by either transfer of valence electrons. That means one atom can donate and other atom can accept from one atom to another, that is gaining or losing, or by sharing of valence electrons in order to have an octet in their valence shell. So to make the outermost shell complete, that means to make the outermost configuration octet. Octet means 8 electrons in the outermost shell. They can involved in 2 types of process, either by transfer of electrons or by sharing of electrons. Okay, if it is sharing of electrons, it's known as covalent bonding. Okay, sharing of electrons, That is covalent bonding. And if it is transfer of electrons, that is ionic bonding. Transfer of electrons, that is ionic bonding. So the main purpose of all these chemical combinations or chemical bonding to attain stability or to attain the octet electron configuration in their outermost shell. Okay, that's about octet rule. It's based on the Coastal-Lewis approach and the electronic theory of chemical bonding. This is clear, children? John Joes, can you please read the points about octet rule?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Octet rule. Coastal and Lewis in 1916 developed important theory of chemical combination between atoms known as electronic theory of chemical bonding.
Yeah.
According to this, atoms can combine either by transfer of valence electrons from one atom to another, gaining or losing, or
Yeah.
by sharing of valence electron in order to have an octet in their valence shell. This is known as octet rule.
Yeah. That is octet rule. Always the outermost shell should contain 8 electrons. That's the measurement or the parameter for their stability. In the case of noble gases, they have 8 electrons in their outermost shell, so they are stable. So all other elements or atoms, they will involved in chemical bonding or chemical combinations, either by transfer of electrons or by sharing of electrons to attain this stability. That's the main idea about octet rule. This is clear?
No.
Emlyn?
Ma'am, will you repeat the rule again?
Yeah, sure. In the case of atoms, they can two options. Okay, either by the transfer of electrons or by sharing of electrons, they can able to attain stability. The main idea or the main point to attain stability, they have 8 electrons in their outermost shell, similar to that of noble gases. So in order to get 8 electrons in their outermost shell, either they will transfer electrons or they will share electrons. This is known as octet rule. Clear, Emily?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Have you completed the slide, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then you can complete it. Valentina, can you repeat the points once again about octet rule?
Octet rule, Coastal and Lewis in 1916 developed important theory of chemical combination between atoms known as electronic theory of chemical bonding. According to this, atoms can combine either by transfer of valence electrons from one atom to another, gaining or losing, or by sharing of valence electrons in order to have an octet in their valence shell. This is known as octet rule.
Yes, this is known as octet rule. Atulya, what about you? Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we are moving to this covalent bond. Okay, covalent bond. So when you heard this term, you have to always remember it's by sharing of electrons. Okay, it's by sharing of electrons. The two atoms or the two elements involved in that chemical bonding will share electrons. Okay, so this covalent bond, it was introduced by Langmuir. That's the name of the scientist, Langmuir, in 1990. In 1916, Coastal-Lewis approach to chemical bonding. Then later in 1919, this covalent bond, it was introduced by this concept of covalent bond. It was introduced by Langmuir. Okay, then you have, I think you have remembered the concept that suggested by Coastal-Lewis. They will consider this outer shell as a cube, right? Outer shell as a cube with 8 corners. Do you remember, children? Yes. So, according to Coastal-Lewis approach, this outer shell is considered as a cube with 8 corners. In the case of noble gases, all these corners are occupied by electrons, isn't it? But this idea, it was completely avoided by this Langmuir. The idea of cube, this outer shell is considered as a cube and the 8 electrons are occupying the 8 corners in the case of noble gases. This concept of cube or its corners, it is completely avoided by Langmuir. And this Langmuir theory, that's related to covalent bonding. Okay, so according to Langmuir, the bond formed between the two atoms by mutual sharing of electrons between them so as to complete their octets or duplets. Can you tell me, children, in which noble gas the outermost shell is duplet?
Helium.
Very good, helium. Only in the case of helium, the outermost shell has 2 electrons because its atomic number is 2. Okay, so it has only 2 electrons in its first shell itself. So the bond formed between the two atoms by mutual sharing. Both these atoms will share electrons so as to complete their octets or duplets. In the case of helium only, it will be duplet. And 1 minute, children. Yes. In the case of helium only, it's duplet, and all other elements, it will be octet. So in order to attain octet configuration or duplet configuration, they will share electrons. Okay, this is called covalent bond. Okay, the bond formed between the two atoms by sharing of electrons to attain octet electrons or 2 electrons in their outermost shell. It is called covalent bond. And here you have familiar with one term, covalency. Okay, covalency, that is the number of electrons contributed by each atom. It is known as covalency. The number of electrons contributed by each atom, it is known as covalency. I will show you one example regarding this covalent bond. Okay. So the bond formed between the two atoms by mutual sharing. Both these atoms will share electrons. Okay, to attain the stability or this octet configuration or duplet configuration, it is called covalent bond. And covalency, it is the number of electrons contributed by the two elements. It is known as covalency. This is clear about the covalent bond. Anashwara, can you please read the points?
The bond formed between two atoms by mutual sharing of electrons between them so as to complete their octets or duplets. In case of elements having only one shell is called covalent bond.
Yes.
The number of electrons contributed by each atom is known as covalency.
Okay. Have we completed the points, children? All of you, please switch on your videos. Yes, Adulya, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Finish, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will show you one example regarding this covalent bond. Okay. Covalent bond. So we can discuss the formation of Cl2 molecule. Cl2 molecule. Chlorine molecule. So what about the atomic number of chlorine? Pooja, can you tell me the atomic number of chlorine?
17.
Yeah, it's 70. Then Gaia, can you tell me the electronic configuration of chlorine?
1s2, 2s2,
Hmm.
2p6,
Yeah.
3s2,
Hmm.
3p,
3p?
3p6.
Count the number of electrons. How much remaining? Yes. Already 12 electrons filled.
5.
Yeah, 3p5. Okay. So how can we draw the Lewis symbol using this electronic configuration? John, can you tell me? How can we draw Lewis symbol? Chlorine.
Ma'am, two atoms.
Ma'am, first you write Cl,
Yeah, Cl.
then 7 dots.
How many electrons?
7.
Very good. 7 dots. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here it is Cl2 molecule. That means 2 chlorine atoms there. So we can draw another chlorine atom with same 7 electrons, because 7 electrons are there in the outermost shell. 5 plus 2, right? You have to always consider the number of electrons in the outermost shell, not the subshell. So here 3 is the outermost shell. So 5 plus 2, 7 is the number of electrons in the outermost shell. So chlorine, it has 7 electrons. Each chlorine atom has 7 electrons. How many electrons are required for the complete configuration in the outermost shell?
8.
8, right? So both these chlorine atoms will share 1 electrons with each. Okay, the first chlorine atom take this electron, and the second chlorine atom also share this electron. Now you just count the total number of electrons in each chlorine atom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the case of next chlorine atom also 8 electrons. So both have 8 electrons in their outermost shell by sharing of electrons. By sharing of electrons. So the bond formed between this chlorine, 2 chlorine atoms, it is covalent bond, because by sharing of electrons. By sharing of electrons. This is clear, children? About covalent bond? Yes or no?
Yes,
Then you
ma'am.
can also make these 2 dots into a bond. Okay? Bond. Cl-Cl bond will be for Cl-Cl bond formed between these 2 chlorine atoms due to the sharing of electrons. This is clear for you? Can you tell me, which noble gas have the similar configuration? Now here it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. So it will be equal to the electronic configuration of which noble gas? Tell me.
Argon.
Yeah, argon. In the case of argon, the atomic number is 18, right? Here the total number of electrons in the outermost shell, it is 8 electrons. So it will be equal to the electronic configuration of argon. Now it's stable, right? This is clear, children? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we are moving to the next slide. Yes, we can discuss another example. The formation of H2O. Formation of H2O. Just 1 minute, children. Let me take your attendance. Okay, then all of you just try to draw the formation of H2O. We can place hydrogen here, then 2 oxygen atoms. Okay, then just try. Sorry. Yeah, yes. 1 oxygen with 2 hydrogen. Sorry. Yes. Then you can draw the total number of electrons in the outermost shell and try to form the bond between hydrogen and oxygen. we completed? Devi Krishna, can you tell me the total number of electrons in the outermost shell in the case of oxygen?
6.
Yeah, 6 electrons. Okay, then hydrogen?
1.
Yes, 1. Just 1 minute. 1 electron. So what about here sharing? Hydrogen requires 1 more electron to complete its outer shell, right? And this hydrogen also requires 1 more electron. In the case of oxygen, now it will receive 8 electrons in the outermost shell. So here it is 8 electron, here it is 2 electron, and here 2 electron. This is the formation of H2O molecule by covalent bonding. Okay. Then there are 3 important conditions for this chemical bonding to take place. That means covalent bonding to take place. The first one is each bond formed as result of sharing of electrons. Okay. Each bond formed as result of sharing of electrons or electron pairs. That's the first condition. Okay. And in the second condition, 2 atoms. Okay. Each combining atom will contribute the electron pair. Each contributing atom or each atom will contribute, will share electron pair. Okay, this is the second condition. Share at least 1 electron. Okay, at least 1 electron. That's the second condition. Then the third one, combining atoms can attain noble gas configuration as a result of sharing of electrons. A result of sharing of electrons. Gees, can you please read the points? The important conditions.
Each bond formed is a result of sharing electron pair.
Yeah.
Each contributing atom will share electron pair at least 1 electron. Combining atoms can attain noble gas configuration as a result of sharing of electrons.
Okay. The result of sharing of electrons. Have you completed the slide, children? Yes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then if one electron pair, just 1 minute. Yes, that's about single covalent bond. When two atoms share one electron pair, they are said to be single covalent bond. In the formation of Cl2 molecule, then H2 molecule, in all these cases, it will be single bond because one electron pair is shared. In the case of hydrogen, you know that only one electron, right? So they will share these electrons, one pair of electrons. So there will be hydrogen-hydrogen single covalent bond. When two atoms share one electron pair, they are said to be single covalent bond. Okay, single covalent bond. When two atoms share one electron pair, they are said to be single covalent bond. And in the case of this covalent bonding, there is multiple bonds also. Okay, multiple bond, that is double bond and triple bond. Multiple covalent bond. If the two atoms share 2 and 3 electron pairs, the covalent bond between them are said to be double bond and triple bond. If two pairs are shared, then it will be double bond. Okay. Then if 3 pairs are shared, it will be triple bond. Will be triple bond. The two atoms share 2 and 3 electron pairs. The covalent bond between them are said to be double bond and triple bond. Okay, then we can discuss one example for this double bond and triple bond. First one with oxygen molecule. Oxygen molecule, the formation of O2. Case of oxygen, you know that 6 electrons, right? Six electrons. So both these oxygen atoms need 2 more electrons to complete their outermost shell, isn't it? 2 more electrons are needed to complete their outermost shell. So they will share 2 electron pairs. Okay, they will share 2 electron pairs like this. So 2 electron pairs are shared between these two oxygen atoms. So there will be oxygen-oxygen double bond. Because 2 electron pairs are shared, then it will be oxygen-oxygen double bond. This is clear about the formation of O2 molecule. Okay. Then next one in the case of nitrogen molecule. Nitrogen molecule. Just try to find out the bonding between nitrogen molecule. And tell me what type of bond is formed between these two nitrogen atoms. nitrogen molecule. Meryl? Meryl, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
How many electrons, outermost electrons are there for nitrogen? Valence electron.
3.
Valence electron. The atomic number is 7 and its configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 2s2, 2p3, right? Then tell me, what about the number of valence electrons?
3.
Is it 3? You always
5.
consider, yeah, the outermost shell. So 2 plus 3, 5. So you need to draw 3 dots around nitrogen atom. Then each nitrogen atom requires 3 more electrons, right? Now it's 6. It's 1 minute, children. Yes. Yes. 3 more electrons to complete their outermost shell. Each nitrogen atom requires 3 more electrons to complete their outermost shell. So each nitrogen will share 3 electrons with the neighboring nitrogen atom, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons for each nitrogen atom. Here 3 electron pairs are shared between 2 nitrogen atoms, right? So there will be N triple bond N. Okay, the case of oxygen, 2 electron pairs are shared. That's why oxygen double bond. Here 3 electron pairs are shared. That is nitrogen triple bond. Is this clear now? About single covalent bond and multiple covalent bond. In the case of multiple covalent bond, 2 types of bond, double bond and triple bond. Clear? Is this clear, children, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then can you please try to write the chemical bonding between C2H4 molecule? Yes. C2H4 molecule. C2H4 molecule. There will be two carbon atoms and 4 hydrogen atoms. Right? Then each hydrogen atom has 1 electron. Then in the case of carbon atom, they have how many electrons there in the outermost shell? Carbon. Yes, tell me.
4.
4, right? Okay. 4 electrons. Each carbon has 4 electrons. This carbon also has 4 electrons. Okay. Then each hydrogen atom require one more electron to complete their configuration, right? Then in the case of each carbon atom, they will require 4 more electrons, right? 4 more electrons to complete its configuration. So it will be share 2 electrons between these 2 carbon itself. Okay. Then all other hydrogen will share 1 more electron with carbon. Is this clear, children? Each carbon atom will share 1 more electron with hydrogen. Hydrogen and carbon will share 1 electron with each other. Okay. And in the case of carbon, they will share 2 electrons, 2 pair of electrons. So there will be CC double bond and single bond between the hydrogen atoms. Okay. You can also draw the total number of electrons for each carbon atom. That's about the formation of C2H4 molecule. Have you completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, now it's time to wind up. So we can discuss the remaining things in the next class. Okay. Now the number of participants, 30. Okay, it's fine. Okay, children. Then thank you all. See you in the next class. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.